lagi di video reaction saya kali ini guys, okay? Mudah-mudahan semuanya sehat selalu. Nah, kali ini saya mau tengok video tentang ini ya, Voice of Best Prod, band wanita Indonesia sampai dibahas di televisi Australia. Mereka kagum berhijab tapi musiknya keras. So, jangan lama-lama lagi, mari sama tengok video ini. Let's go.
In a small Indonesian farming village in the religiously conservative West Java province, an all-female Muslim metal band is pushing back on traditional values.
They are devoutly Muslim, they still wear their hijabs to cover their hair, and they're from a relatively conservative part of Indonesia, a farming village in West Java. Now, the band has rose to international recognition for really challenging stereotypes about Islam, Muslim women, and the heavy metal music industry.
Yo gengs, fenomena musik global saat ini tidak lagi didominasi oleh musisi dari negara-negara barat saja, melainkan mulai bergeser ke arah timur dengan kekuatan identitas yang unik dan autentik. Salah satu kejutan besar yang mencuri perhatian dunia adalah kemunculan trio metal asal Indonesia, Voice of Best Prod, yang berhasil menembus barikade media internasional hingga menjadi bahan perbincangan hangat di televisi negara-negara luar. Stasiun berita terkemuka Australia, ABC News, memberikan porsi liputan khusus yang menyoroti bagaimana sekelompok anak muda dari pelosok Jawa Barat mampu menggetarkan panggung musik keras dunia. Ketertarikan media asing ini bukan tanpa alasan. Mereka melihat adanya sebuah anomali yang luar biasa dalam industri musik modern, di mana estetika visual yang santun dan religius bertemu dengan energi musik metal yang eksplosif. Keberhasilan mereka mendapatkan slot di media luar negeri membuktikan bahwa kualitas musikalitas anak bangsa kini sudah setara dengan standar global, sekaligus menunjukkan bahwa narasi tentang Indonesia di mata dunia kini semakin beragam dan positif melalui jalur seni dan kebudayaan. Dalam bahasan yang ditayangkan oleh media Australia tersebut, fokus utama tertuju pada kontradiksi yang sangat memukau antara penampilan fisik para personil dengan genre musik yang mereka usung. Tiga perempuan muda ini tampil dengan hijab yang melekat erat sebagai identitas keimanan mereka. Namun di saat yang sama, tangan mereka memetik gitar dan menggebuk drum dengan distorsi serta kecepatan yang luar biasa. Televisi Australia tersebut menggambarkan bagaimana mereka tumbuh di lingkungan pedesaan yang kental dengan nilai-nilai tradisional dan konservatif, namun justru dari sana mereka menemukan energi untuk mengekspresikan diri melalui heavy metal. Media tersebut tampak kagum dengan fakta bahwa band ini mampu menyeberangi batasan geografis dan budaya, membawa pesan-pesan sosial yang kuat dari sebuah desa kecil di Garut hingga sampai ke telinga pemirsa di benua Australia dan seluruh penjuru dunia.
In a small Indonesian farming village in the religiously conservative West Java province, an all-female Muslim metal band is pushing back on traditional values. After years of honing their craft, Voice of Best Prod has become the first Indonesian band to be selected to play at the iconic Glastonbury Music Festival in the UK. The trio will perform alongside global megastars like Coldplay and Dua Lipa. They've already toured Europe and the US and were named in Forbes Asia's 30 Under 30 list, which celebrates business leaders, artists and changemakers. Influenced by bands like Metallica and Slipknot, the band used their lyrics to address political issues such as climate change, peace and misogyny. And to tell us more, we are joined now by reporter Gillian Herrera. So this band, Gillian, will be performing in the UK.
Yes, Joe. Now, the Voice of Best Prod, they're not typically what you'd associate with a heavy metal music band. They are devoutly Muslim, they still wear their hijabs to cover their hair, and they're from a relatively conservative part of Indonesia, a farming village in West Java. Now, the band has rose to international recognition for really challenging stereotypes about Islam, Muslim women, and the heavy metal music industry. Their songs take on political themes like climate change. They have a very strong anti-war message, and they call out misogyny. Now, Glastonbury will be VOB's biggest gig to date. It was so big that the girls never saw it coming. Here's what they told the ABC.
Itu terlalu gak mungkin gitu untuk terjadi, karena itu ketinggian gitu. Karena itu kan festival yang besar ya. Jadi kita bikinnya kalau untuk sampai di situ kita mesti ada tahap-tahap lain gitu, kayak stage mana dulu gitu baru ke sana. Kita nggak nyangka langsung ke sana, langsung Glastonbury dapetnya.
Now, the girls were so surprised that they had to check that their email invitation was legitimately from the event organizers of Glastonbury. That was how big of a deal it was for them.
So, Gillian, how did this band form?
Yeah, so the trio of women, well, girls, they actually met at their Islamic middle school about 10 years ago. They joined a theater production, and fortunately for their fans, their acting skills were not up to par, and they were instead tasked with being responsible for the production's music. Now, at the same time, they had a really influential teacher / counselor who mentored them, and one day when they borrowed his laptop, they came across a song by the hit band System of a Down, and that's where the whole world of music for heavy metal opened up for them. They've credited heavy metal staples like Metallica, Rage Against the Machine, Slipknot, and Linkin Park as some of their musical influences.
All the classics. Now, what's been the public's reception to them?
Well, that really depends who you ask, Jar. While there is nothing specifically in the Quran about music, there have been some religious conservatives in Indonesia who have branded them as heathens and that they were bound for hell. At one point, even in their earlier days, they had rocks thrown at them and were even abused, but over time that is changing. The irony, though, is that for the girls and their music, they credit heavy metal music as teaching them about compassion, tolerance, and equality, all traits that they share with their faith. Now, like the rock stars they are, they've taken that criticism and used that for inspiration of music like this one. So thankfully, as their platform has grown, they are getting a lot less abuse. But as part of challenging the industry, they also really want to take on that traditionally, image of the heavy metal rock industry, which can be perceived by some as quite masculine, male-dominated, can be aggressive sometimes and dark. They also at some point found the industry quite prescriptive. At one point, they were even asked to remove their hijabs to make them more marketable. But of course, the girls said no, and they were determined to reclaim their narrative. This is what they told us.
Tidak sesuai, terus tidak, ya nggak cocok gitu. Jadi akhirnya setiap perempuan yang mau terlibat dipaksa menjadi maskulin gitu, harus maskulin nih, karena ya memang industri ini maskulin gitu. Nah kita tuh nggak mau kayak gitu, jadi kita nggak mau merubah diri kita untuk bisa masuk. Jadinya kita memutuskan untuk kita harus bawa sisi energi feminim ini ke industri ini agar sudut pandangnya lebih luas gitu.
And as you can hear, they've got quite a mission, they've got lofty goals, and as their platform grows, VOB really want the world to appreciate their music, not just their appearance.
All right, our reporter Gillian Area, thank you so much.
Oke guys, itulah dia videonya ini. Kerennya band rock wanita gitu ya dari Indonesia ini, Voice of Baceprot ini gitu ya. Jadi sudah rasanya ini memang sudah banyak konser gitu kan di luar negeri gitu ya, memang sudah terkenal gitu. Tapi memang keren, terbaik gitu ya. Masih berhijab dengan musik rocknya ataupun metalnya gitu, heavy metal, memang keren sekali gitu. Oke, so terima kasih banyak sebab kamu sudah menonton video ini. Jangan lupa untuk subscribe, like, komen, dan juga share ya. Kita bertemu lagi di video reaction saya yang seterusnya. Assalamualaikum.